Hello, everybody. How are you doing today? My name is Tony Rizano, and this is another episode of the world famous, the University of Love, the best podcast in 1, 2, 3 galaxies. But, ladies and gentlemen, you and I, we just call this show Online Marketing Moves, and we are coming to you live today. Ladies and gentlemen, today is Tuesday. No, what is today? Tuesday, August the 24th, 2021. Ladies and gentlemen, how are you doing today? Ladies and gentlemen, today we are going to talk about the flop of internet marketing and why you should strive to be more like Donald Trump when it comes to your marketing. Donald Trump is the greatest marketer of all time, ladies and gentlemen. He has tricked the whole group of people to making him president. He flips, he flops, he does everything, but yet he still draws people in. He's been doing this since 1980, ladies and gentlemen, and you need to be more like Donald J. Trump. Why do I say that? Because he gets results. You need to get results. The one thing that you can't be when it comes to whatever you're doing, podcasting, YouTube, whatever, the one thing that you want to do is move the needle. You want people, you want a fan base, you want a following, you want whatever you want to call it. You want people who are going to download your stuff on a daily basis. Then how can you do that? Well, one thing, you have to be a little entertaining. Number two, you have to have an opinion. Number three, you have to be consistent. You have to put the stuff out on a regular basis, whether it be weekly, whether it be daily, whether it be whatever. If you tell people, I'm coming out every Tuesday with the podcast episode, or I'm coming out every Tuesday with a new video, you have to be consistent. Now, I laughed because the other day I saw where Donald Trump, he told people to get a vaccine in Alabama. Alabama is one of the places that helped him become president. He told them, get the vaccine. They booed. He said, no, it's okay. He said, the vaccine's good. I got it in January. Guy waited like 6 months to tell everybody. So before he probably left the White House, he got the vaccination shot, because he was like, it's good, whatever. And it's it's remarkable. And I'm just like, he's at it again. But you know what's so funny? The funny thing is, this guy, his marketing, whatever you want to call it, is so Teflon that this will just bounce right off of him, and he'll keep rolling on into 2024, and the same people who voted for him in 2020 are going to be in 2016 are going to be the same people that vote for him again in 2024 if he runs. Now that is marketing genius. You wish that you could get people to listen to you no matter what you said or what you do. You know how many people get canceled these days or whatever. They try to cancel these people and they're like, oh no, we're gonna cancel them because blah 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 blah. This guy can say your mother's a slut. This guy can say your mother's a whore. He can say whatever he wants to say, and it bounced right off of him. It's one of the greatest marketing strategies that I ever saw. And some days I'm like, man, how can I get more people to listen to the podcast? Do I have to go the full blown Donald Trump? Do I have to start talking all crazy and reckless? I know the thing that I do that's out of those, I try to be entertaining and I'm consistent, and I have an opinion, but we haven't got this. We haven't got as we're not as big as Joe Rogan yet, and we're not as popular as the Trump, but we're working on it. And so you think about if you, because for me personally, sometimes some weeks the listens are a lot and some they're not so much, but there's different reasons. Sometimes I'm think maybe the title's not that good. Sometimes I think the headlines are maybe not the greatest. Sometimes I think maybe the way I sounded. There's a lot of different variables, especially when you're starting off, especially when you have a new program, especially when you're coming from zero. I'm not bringing anybody over from YouTube and not bringing anybody over from anywhere. This is fresh. And so when you're starting off fresh, like I am, when you're starting off fresh, you have to build an audience. And so the most important thing you need to do is be consistent. You need to put out content on a regular basis. Because you think about it, I'll tell you like this. If Donald Trump came out with a podcast, he would get more downloads in one day than I had in the whole year, in the first year. It's just a fact, and I'm okay with that. But the one thing that he's not going to do is be consistent. You know what I mean? So he might have 2 shows. He might do 2 shows a year. But I'm going to be consistent, and so eventually we're gonna catch up and pass him when it comes to downloads and everything like that. But you want to have a good marketing plan. You want to have a message. You want to create a message, and you want to. If you ever watched a reality show, let's get serious for a moment. If you ever watched a reality show, one thing about the reality show, they have people stay on the same storyline over and over and over and over throughout the season. Then the next season they go back to the storyline. They go back. It's like the message. You want to use your message over and over. You want to stick to a message. Stick to something that works. And for you, it might take you a while. It might take you a year. It might take you 2 years to find that message. But once you find it, go for it. I've been thinking more and more about writing, because at first I was like, I'm not going to harp on, being a truck driver and all that stuff. But it might be part of the marketing plan. It might work. It might help. Who knows? But, we'll still, the message that I have is still formulate. It's not all there, and I realize that, and I wish it was, but it's not. But it will be, and then once it's there, we're gonna harp on it, over and over and over. You got to bring it up often. It's just part of the thing now. If you're not marketing yourself, then nobody's gonna market for you. If you don't build an audience for yourself, nobody's gonna build an audience for you. The days of you just strolling up and just like, hey, I got a channel. Those are over with. You have to beat that drum. You have to come out with good content. You have to make sure people know who you are. So get your marketing game up. Get it together. Figure it out. It's a book I read, The Ultimate Marketing Plan by Dan Kennedy. He has a lot of good information and you should check it out. It's talks about building a brand. It talks about audience. Talks about, a lot of things. And one of the examples he gave was a guy was doing fresh fish, and he was getting fresh fish, but he was freezing it. He would put it out for the display. I mean, he said it wasn't selling as much, and the lady was like, "I wish you had fresh fish like they did in Seattle." And so he started doing it like they do at the Seattle Wharf, I believe, and he started selling more and more fish. And so sometimes it takes a little tweak. Sometimes you might be right there, but you just need to do a little tweak, and it can help. It won't hurt. And so I always be thinking about your message. I always be thinking about your business. I always be thinking about what you can do to get better, whether it be the content, whether it be the stuff you write, whether it be the emails, however you communicate with people. Make sure you're always driving them somewhere. Make sure your marketing is good. Make sure you are selling. Make sure you're telling people to hit the links, hit the buttons. Always be ready to sell. Always be ready to tell them, buy this, buy that, do this, do that. You got to drive people. People. It's great, and it's great and all if you tell people, you give people a bunch of great content, and then you're like, no, I don't want to bother anybody. I don't want to sell to anybody. You're not gonna make any money. Just be, you don't want to be that person. We're here to make money. So marketing is about trying to put yourself out there and trying to be the best you can be, so you can start making the most money that you can. So I hope this helps. Be more like Trump. He's a marketing genius. Terrible president, but a marketing genius, I must say. So, and there's all kind of marketing people that you can look to. There's different people now that you see marketing themselves, and one thing that you must do though, you don't want to follow the crowd. You want to sort of stand out from the crowd. So if you see people doing a lot of the same things, it's sort of like These influencers, they go to these different places and they take pictures of themselves traveling, and then they're like, you should travel. I mean, it's the most boring stuff that I see, these days. People on Instagram that are talking about their traveling and this, that, and the other, trying to be influencers. Like, it's a snooze fest, you know what I mean? So that's sort of typical. And then people with I remember when I first started the Facebook page, I thought I should start posting quotes every day, and I'm like, man, I'm not gonna do the same BS as everybody else. It works and all, but after a while, come on, people can see right through that. So that's not me. That's not what I want to do. I mean, I'm all for positivity, but I'm not gonna be posting every day about how you should, do, what you need to do, and we both know what you need to do. We are here to encourage you. Don't get me wrong, but you don't need these same fake quotes everybody posts every day. You know what I mean? I mean, you already have them in your phone. So. But anyway, go against the grain. Never be afraid to stand out amongst the crowd. The more you stand out, the more you will, man, the more you stand out, the more money you will make, So it's okay to be different, Not, I mean, you don't have to force yourself to be different, but you might want to be a little different than everybody else. Because nowadays people do the same thing, So sort of like music, sort of like listening to hip hop, the same songs over and over and over. Now I'm not saying the music is crap or nothing like that, but the music does sound the same. And in the 90s, it was different. You could go, when I was growing up, you could listen to different people. There was the Big Daddy Kane and the 8Ball and MJG. Different people had different styles, different people had different flows. So it was, something different. Now, sometimes I seem like I'm listening to the same song over and over. I try to listen to the radio every now and then, and it sounds like just the same people. Doesn't matter where they're from. You know what I mean? They all follow a formula, and formulas, they suck. Like, do you want to follow a formula? You can if that's what you feel, but eventually your clock is gonna run out. You're gonna make some money. It's gonna be quick and instant, like a bolt of lightning. So you have to hold on to that and try to cash that in. But if you stand out, then you can write your ticket. All right. So, ladies and gentlemen, that's it. Go out, be great, be a marketing genius. All right. And we'll get more into marketing. We'll get more into all this stuff as we go further into this podcast. But if you haven't already, ladies and gentlemen, share the podcast with somebody. Don't tell them, share it, send it to them. This is the best podcast in 3 galaxies. And we're here every day to give you the information you need to be a success, to be a marketing genius when it comes to the internet. All right. And so with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, that's it. That's it for now. Thank you for listening. We'll be back tomorrow with all new episode of Online Marketing Moves. But until then, my name is Tony Rizzano. Thank you. God bless. And we'll see you later. And as always, everybody, peace.